I have another topic I want to throw at you.
Sorry that took so long.
No, that's good. It's good stuff. I need your opinion on this one. I need your take. So I became aware this weekend of, this is not somebody I know personally, but I know of them. It is a couple in their 50s. They have a daughter who is 25.
Okay.
The 25-year-old daughter has graduated college and is now working and living with her parents, which, no judgment in this economy. I get it. It's hard. Rent's expensive.
Yeah.
No judgment. No judgment.
I'm with it. In this day and age, I'm with this whole situation. I got no problem.
Personally, I would never live at home with mommy and daddy. I would live in the cardboard box.
We had a different life experience. Times were different.
Easier. Yes. Okay. So let's skip all that and let's just
We're on the same page.
At this point, no judgment. Not something personally I would want to do unless I had to. But no judgment.
100% with you so far.
Okay. Mm-hmm. She has a boyfriend that she's been dating for 3 years.
3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The boyfriend lives, not temporarily, not stays, lives permanently in her room that she grew up in her parents' house with her.
Okay, Dan. Now, how old is the boyfriend?
I do not know the answer to that, but for the sake of this argument, let's assume they're the same age.
Okay.
Let's assume 25.
Okay. So you're saying that the 25-year-old live-at-home daughter has a 25 boyfriend of 3 years who lives, not just visiting, not just crashing out there for a while, permanently living with the girlfriend in that room, the room that the parents saw the little girl grow up in the house that they grew up in.
Correct.
He's in there. And he lives there.
So when I first heard this story, okay, my first reaction was, what in the fuck? That's nuts, right? But then I said to myself, I held up in my head the sign that you often hold up.
Oh, right? Yeah, the sign.
You need to have this ready. This is the theme. Hold on.
I won't disappoint you.
This is the theme of the podcast.
I'm not going to disappoint you.
No, all right. This is in my head.
You're thinking.
Yeah, maybe I'm the problem. I'm thinking, okay, well, Dan,
right.
You're 51.
Right.
You grew up in a different era.
Right.
Maybe it's not as weird as you think.
Maybe I'm the problem.
So I said, okay, I don't have
That's
children.
Good. By the way, Dan, can I just interrupt and say, Dan, that I'm glad that you you're making growth to realize and stop. Maybe I'm the problem. I like that.
So I crowdsourced it. I talked to several people I know who are mothers or fathers with kids close to that age. And I asked them, scale of 1 to 10, how weird do you think that is? And I got the same answer from all of them. 10.
Which was what?
10. Weird.
Across the board?
Across
10.
the board.
So these people that you're asking their opinion, they were of me and yours age. They're like the parents' kind of age.
Roughly our age. And basically the answer was, unless there's something going on with him, like maybe a tragedy in his family or...
Right, that's a good point.
Or, whatever.
Yeah.
Then something is weird there. And to my knowledge, there's no such thing. I think...
You know what? But I hadn't considered that. And that's really good to think. Because our judgment right off the bat is horrible shit. This is weird. You're a loser, blah, blah, blah. But if it is a situation to where maybe it comes from a place of empathy, and we don't know, but maybe it's
always a possibility. I do not believe in this case I don't think that's the case.
Yeah. Okay. So let's assume, anything other than the guy just lost his parents, his brother shot himself, something.
Let me add some flavor to this.
Flavor it up, dude. Season up this fucking story.
I learned of this because the person that I know who knows of this situation was at a dinner with the family where it was basically all people our age, except the daughter came with the boyfriend. So she's hanging out with her parents and her parents' friends. This was not a family thing. This was a friend thing.
Hold on. Let me interrupt. There's a dinner party somewhere. whose house is this dinner party at? Is this
Not
at
a dinner
this
party. It's
house?
at a restaurant. At a restaurant.
Oh, it's at a restaurant.
At a restaurant, and it is a dinner with a friend, a longtime friend of the parents who was visiting in town. So, like, let's say your buddy you played drums with in 1998 comes to Phoenix, right?
Right. Keep going.
And Bruce, let's go out to dinner. Let's get a burger. And you go and get a burger. Or let's say, actually, forget that. You're 25. You're living in Jersey. Your dad says, hey, a buddy of mine from the Longshoremen's is in town, and we're going to go get a burger. Bruce, would you go?
Hell, I want nothing to do with it. Dad, that's your friend. I don't even like you. I don't like what.
Right.
What is this?
Right. Okay.
No, but the other situation you brought up is interesting too. Like you were saying, like, okay,
and
Bruce,
the boyfriend comes too. Right.
But go ahead.
Listen. You and I are the farthest thing possible from the you shouldn't have premarital sex. We're not that guy. Right?
No.
I don't give a fuck. But there's something especially strange about you're the father of a 25-year-old daughter. You're letting her boyfriend live with her in her room, and you know what's going on in there.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's funny that you brought that up, because that's where my head keeps going. Like, because I don't have kids, but okay. Say, guys my age, like, yeah, say I had kids. Like, so that means I had this house. I've got this wife. We had a lovely little girl. We had this house. I worked for her, watched her grow up, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, to get her own bedroom. She's in this bedroom. She puts little pink posters everywhere. She grows up. I see her do everything, whatever. See her grow up into a wonderful young lady. She's still my little girl. And then some dude moves in and is fucking her balls deep in this room in my house.
Yeah.
I don't fucking think so, dude.
See, that's my attitude too. So I feel like if I were a parent, I would say, listen, you're always welcome here. You're my daughter. And if you can't earn enough money to make rent, I get it. The economy sucks. You are more than welcome to live with us. But here's the story. If your grown-ass boyfriend, 25-year-old boyfriend, he's got to find his own place. If he wants to come and visit and hang out, even overnight, every so often, I could live with that.
I'm with you.
I could live with that. But living full-time where I'm going to take a piss in the middle of the night and there's this dude.
I know. And not only that, but I'm just thinking about how okay. So say you're the dad. You're seeing this guy at midnight looking in the fridge. You're seeing this guy leaving his dirty shoes by the front door. You're seeing this guy parking his fucking shitbox car in the driveway dripping oil. You're seeing this guy, leaving boxes of pizza out on the living room coffee table at night. It's got to be a fucking nightmare. You see this guy walk around on his phone. You see this guy has got his friends coming to pick him up. And all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? And I agree with you. It's like, I would let my daughter just like live there as long as she needs to, I'm not going to be like, you need to pay rent. No, you could stay here. And if the boyfriend wants to come over, like, yeah, I'm aware that he can come over and sleep here once in a while. And I'm aware that he's fucking you, my daughter, in this room, a couple doors down the hallway from me. I'm aware of that. Yeah. But once in a while is okay. Not continuously balls deep every fucking night, and you like, I don't know, dude. I'm with you, dude. That's not, and I know that comes off, maybe it comes off like kind of Archie Bunker, like old school to people, whatever.
I don't think so, man, because there's something. So I think this particular situation is unique in the sense that you have a 25-year-old person who's best buddies with mommy and daddy, which is already a little weird. Okay.
See, yeah, that's a whole that's a whole different topic.
Let me tell you, when I was that age, if I wasn't living near my parents, but let's say I was, and they called and said, "Hey, so and so who used to live 3 doors down from us when you were 5 is here visiting. Do you want to go out to dinner?" I'd be like, no.
Yeah, what are you, crazy? I don't want to. No, it's bad enough I have to be in your house. No. It's like, bad enough.
The whole thing's weird, and like I find it funny because I told my friend this. I said, look, if this girl is hanging out with them like they're best friends and having her boyfriend live, there is no end in sight, right? It's not like tomorrow the economy is going to get better and she's going to be able to make a living wage and get a place.
Yeah, no, there's no end game.
This is forever. Like, she's going to be 38 living there.
Yep.
If
not only that, sooner or later, it's going to be kids, and they're going to be the grandparents that take care of the kids full time in the house they grew up in. They ain't going nowhere. I mean, times are different for sure, that like there's no expectation to move out. And there is something to be said that, like, you know, modern day society, where it has to force people to go out and break down the family. Like old indigenous cultures have people that live together because it's easier for, you know, that makes sense. But I mean, I think in this situation, I hate to be old school about it, but it's like, look, if you're going to live here full time, maybe you should marry her. I don't know. I don't know what my judgment on
No,
this
there's no
is.
easy answer. And I'm trying not to be judgmental. I really like.
Yeah,
I
I'm
told
really
you,
trying.
Once I got past the first, that's weird. I then held up the sign in my head. I asked myself that question. I did. I swear to you, I did.
So glad. I'm so proud of you.
And when I asked my other friends who have children, I said, listen, am I being just an old fart when I think this is strange? And all of them said no. Now, they all said they would let the kid move back in, of course. But they said, there's no reason a 25-year-old man should be living in your house with no plan, and that's just where he lives. That's weird. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, there might have to be some sort of a caveat, like, look, Mr. Boyd, I'm in love with your daughter. See, I can't talk because I've been together with the same woman for well over 20 years, and we're not married. So I'm kind of against, now that I think about it, I'm kind of against the whole notion of your relationship isn't serious. You can't take this person serious unless you're married.
No, I agree with you. I don't give a shit if they're married. That doesn't matter to me at all. What matters to me is
the no end game situation.
What I'm seeing are two kids who want to work and use their money purely for social stuff and fun stuff, not have bills. And
yeah, I would love to know. See, that's another thing.
That's
I'd love to know in the house. Okay,
they're working. These kids are working.
So okay, so they're both working, but let's think about this. Like, I wonder what the deal is, because if they're living in a parent's house, do they spend dime one on groceries?
Nothing.
Do they just do the laundry and use the laundry detergent?
Not zero.
The hot water, the electric, the Wi-Fi, all that, just nothing.
What has happened clearly, and this is not unique to this situation, is this generation don't give a fuck. And look, that's cool, right? That's fine. Our generation did not want to live with mom and dad under any circumstances. We had to get out. We all wanted to get, all of us. 16 years old. The minute you turn 16, you're getting that driver's license, right? You're getting out.
Oh yeah. I mean, because here's the thing though, because growing up, it wasn't fun to be with mom and dad. I didn't want to be at home. It was very unpleasant to be in the house. I didn't like being under their rule. So maybe it has something to do with this girl's parents. Maybe it's a generational thing. Like, it's not entirely unpleasant to stay at home. Maybe like it's kind of like these parents make it where, like, you know, they respect the kids' wishes and they respect their privacy and they won't take the door off the hinges like I had done. You know, things like that, where it's just kind of like,
well, and
they make it pleasurable to be at the house.
And I get it. That's fine. Right? The economy has changed. Times have changed. Once you introduce the boyfriend, that's where you lose me. Once you got the boyfriend living there full time, you lose me there. You just do. Like, if it's just the kid and she's 32 and she's living at home and working, I'm like, well, yeah, the economy's tough. No judgment.
I mean, yeah, you'd be like, it kind of sucks. I'm a little disappointed. Failure to launch. Okay, but at least the kid has 2 arms, 2 legs, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah. It's anyway.
My ruling is I don't like it. That's my ruling.
Okay, good. I'm good. I'm glad you say that.